Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Ashby and call me Hooby, and recently I read Yesteryear by Claire Burke. Now, at the end of this video there will be some spoilers, but I will warn before that, so if you just want to be here for the no spoiler bit, you can be. I got this from the library on audiobook and it was definitely narrated well. It was the sort of narration that I personally can't listen to on anything but 1x speed, which meant it took around 13 hours, which meant many days for me. The synopsis of the book is basically a strict Christian trad wife homestead influencer finds herself in the 1800s. It's written from her perspective, first person, and genre-wise it is satire, but it doesn't fully read that way. Near the beginning of the book, perhaps up to around a third of the way through, it felt like a woman-hating whitewashed kindred. And not in a good way, although I'm not even sure if there could be a good way to be a woman-hating whitewash kindred. But then it did add some more mystery and I got more interested in it about halfway through. It's also kind of like Wuthering Heights, where the people aren't really likeable, so you don't really know who or what to root for. I found that difficult with Wuthering Heights until I realised that you're not meant to like them, and I found that same thing happen with Yesteryear too. I did get lost a bit on how old all of the children were, but I don't know how much of that is because it was an audiobook. Maybe I just didn't take it in properly. I do find that I notice fewer plot issues and mistakes with audiobooks, so it's easily possible that that was the problem for me. It did cause some confusion though. Also, being from her perspective, some of her thought processes come out sounding a bit autistic, but I want to say I don't think that's intentional. None of her family members show any signs of being autistic, and I don't think her actions do really either, just her monologue a little. So I found that a little weird to experience personally. I was definitely disappointed and even a little depressed after finishing the book. Around 74% through, I listed a whole prediction of what was going to happen for the rest of the book to a friend of mine who had read it recently, and then spent the next day listening to it happen for 3.5 hours. Overall, I don't even want to give it a star rating. The description and writing itself was really good and fun. But this story just wasn't it for me. I'm really looking forward to, hopefully, when Claire Burke writes another book, hopefully I'll like the plot of that one better, assuming she does. I will add that although the audiobooks didn't include the acknowledgements, which I feel really sucks, they really should include the acknowledgements, and now I'm wondering how many audiobooks I've listened to that just haven't included them for some reason, and I haven't noticed. Anyway, I've seen enough people talk about them that I know Amazon, I think specifically Anne Hathaway, is mentioned in them as they helped the author with the book after winning the bid on the film rights. Lots of people hated this fact about it, and I wonder, one, how much help they did give, and two, whether the problems I had with it would have existed without the company's / Anne Hathaway's help. There's no way for me to know. If you don't want spoilers, thank you so much for watching this far, and I hope you come back after you've read the book or watched the film, or otherwise don't mind spoilers. But you might want to leave now. Are they gone? Good. I just don't buy it. So the 74% marker that I predicted stuff after, the stuff I predicted all happened. The bits that I didn't don't make sense to me. First of all, it hinges on the fact that Natalie, the main character, I haven't mentioned her name so far, didn't make her producer Shannon sign an NDA when she came aboard. or seemingly a contract. This is the woman who considered making the nannies sign something like that. Why would she not make the producer sign something like that? It's not even mentioned as an idea, even after Shannon takes a photo of something that Natalie would specifically not want to be made public. We also have this whole idea that Natalie is an unreliable narrator, but also that Shannon is potentially a liar. So their whole back and forth on facts doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's probably meant to increase the feeling of unreliability, but it just blurs the line too much for me. So Shannon goes on the news to talk about her experiences on the farm, and part of it is her showing evidence that the children don't want to be filmed. The evidence she shows, lots of footage of the eldest Clementine scowling. Which, first of all, doesn't mean she doesn't want to be filmed. It just means she's unhappy at times. Like, that's how children are. But anyway, this includes lots of footage from before Shannon even joined the team. Which begs the question, how did she get that footage? It also includes footage from the car at Target. Shannon wasn't there. It includes footage that Natalie specifically did not take. Has Shannon bugged the car in order to get this footage? If so, isn't she recording the children even though they don't want to be filmed? I mean, this could be the unreliable narrator thing, but it's not overly obvious if that's what it's meant to be. A big thing for me, though, was the end. Natalie has been in prison for 5 years for child abuse. Get it? Fair enough. Except it has been very clearly established that she is not well. She had a mental breakdown and has been experiencing psychotic amnesia as well as being unknowingly drugged by her family. Did her lawyers just not even try the insanity plea? Mary even says she's not well. And it's very clear at the end that she's still not well mentally. She keeps saying her kitchen is not her kitchen. It makes zero sense to me. If I've missed anything, again, with audiobooks, I do tend to do that, so please let me know. But I just don't get it. I've also seen arguments that Natalie might have been in love with Rena. Personally, I think Rena was just her first experience of a non-Christian woman, and so became representative of non-Christian women. But as Natalie is an unreliable narrator, I do think it is possible. But also I do think most of the unreliability came after that. She clearly has a mental breakdown, and that's really when everything like that happens. I don't know, I don't hate that reading, it just doesn't feel true to me. I think there would be more hints to it. But again, audiobook, maybe there were some that I missed. Anyway, I think that's all I'm going to say on it. Please let me know your thoughts and whether you're going to watch the film when it comes out. I think I probably will. Thank you for watching. If you want to, please like and subscribe, and maybe you'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.